G'day everyone, and welcome back to Vegas Podcast 25, and welcome to episode 30. So, up to another 10 episodes. Unfortunately, we don't have a guest, but I think during these 10 episodes, from episode 20 to now 30, pretty sure we've had enough guests. We have had a fair few. I'd say maybe six. Would it be six, Louis?
Yeah, probably. I think you should be satisfied. That's one every 5 episodes, if we've had 6.
Yep.
And we
Sure.
also have busy schedules as well.
We do.
So, if
We've had a
everyone
lot.
was...
Yeah, well, as you can tell, we are joined by Louis today, as you know, always. Because I mean, if we weren't joined by Louis, then it'd be just me talking, and I don't think the views as good because I'd just be sharing my opinion, and look like a lonely person in the middle.
So true.
Cheers for joining again.
No problemo.
Stay for a little while. But, I know Carlton aren't staying. In the 8. They never were in the 8. Oh, Lordy.
Unfortunately, it's looking like the 8th that we have right now is pretty dead set. I'd be shocked if some of these teams miss it. What is it now? I'm going to go to... Why not have a little bit of a discussion? Because I don't feel like discussing the game yet. It's, compile my thoughts for a bit more.
Still trying
where is he? Okay. Unfortunately, Collingwood on top. Brisbane second. Hopefully they stay there, although that was a shocking loss to Melbourne.
Yeah,
Melbourne are not that good. They do not deserve that win. Gold Coast 3. I still have my concerns about how well they go away, but we'll see. Hawthorn 4th. They're pretty strong. Been inaccurate lately. Western Bulldogs, I'm glad to see they put on a clinic against Essendon. That was Essendon's true colours, I reckon. Then Adelaide in 6th, yeah, that's reflective. Geelong feel like should be higher than that at 7th. 8th, Giants. They've just been a little bit more consistent than I reckon. So 3 and 9. Essendon scum 10th. And we're 11th. And then who cares about who's below us, really? Because no one else is going to impact much. Because I wasn't that... if I was a Sydney fan, I wouldn't be that convinced either after what they did to us. I don't think that was that convincing.
No, it really wasn't. And I think that's because we're not really a convincing team at the moment. We're definitely on fraud watch because I reckon it's just going win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. It's absolute... it's enough to piss you off. Especially when you do a podcast and you're really, really happy one week and then you're really, really shitty the next week. It is...
Yeah.
It's so annoying. Like, generally, now I'm annoyed now, but you should have seen me last week. We were happy. Wait, were we happy last week? Because I think we were happy last week. Now we're shitty.
It's a nice gritty win. I don't know how we lose. It was round 1 to 4 all over again, really. Just losing it completely in the second half. And all it took was Swans to absolutely dominate in 5 minutes. I know they were dominating in the third quarter and all. They didn't capitalise on it. Kept us sort of in the game with their inaccuracy. That's one of the reasons why I wouldn't be too happy if I was a Swans fan, because that's been a bit of a problem throughout the season. It was really disappointing to see us go back to that sort of way of second half fade outs.
Yep.
Should I get into some of my overall thoughts? Dig deeper, I guess.
Yeah, overall thoughts. I don't think we'll delve too much into player stats. I mean, there was a few shining people, but it's the same people every week. There's no real new ones really popped up or anything. It was the same old Patrick Cripps, George Hill, all them kind of consistent people.
So what went wrong? I know that the game obviously can't be won in the first quarter, but scoreboard pressure does a hell of a good job. So we failed to capitalize on early chances, really missed opportunities to apply scoreboard pressure. The thing that's been a problem throughout the season is our second halves. This time we only kicked 3 goals in the second half. That's not enough to win games. Really, again, fundamentals came into play, dropped marks, Harry mark right in the middle, fumbles, missed shots from senior players at crucial moments as well. Overall, that's a significant show of lack of composure and lack of disposal efficiency.
Yeah.
So those two lead to turnovers. And you don't want turnovers.
Even that, I think it was in the fourth quarter. It was like 5 minutes to go. We're down by a goal, and young Matt Carroll's running from I don't know where, half back line to the other half back line, and it's just he's dropped a dolly. It's nearly hit him where you don't want to get hit, and that's just where it's absolutely embarrassing.
And then dropped it, and it went straight into what was it, Corey Warner's hands or something, and booted a goal. So that's the type of thing we're talking about. A generational fumble.
Yeah.
Now I'll get into this even more because this is probably the biggest concern. Beaten in contested possessions and clearances, which is normally our strength. Couldn't shut down Heaney and Warner. They truly dominated late. Bro, Heaney could have had 6 goals and 38 odd touches. That was crazy from him. That I'll give the Swans that. To have players like him and Warner's amazing.
Warner's
Inconsistent effort and execution across all 4 of those quarters from all players, really. I don't think, apart from Chera, is the only one that was consistent and executed well. Haynes had a good disposal efficiency. I'll give that to him. No scoreboard impact from key forwards when it mattered most. More small forwards, actually. That's what I mean. We better get into it because I know we're going to bring this up anyway. Jesse Motlop.
Yeah. It's getting harder and harder to defend this man.
The fact I'm not defending him for his performances, I'm defending him for our selection. You know why? Because there's literally no one we can actually replace him with. We have no one in the twos that can actually replace him. We're down to low stocks. Fogarty, Williams, they're all down. Fantasia, they're down. There's no one to replace them with. So you can't go too tall. So we have to have them. But really, one of them's got to step up. You got to Evan. There was no doubting Evans did try. Too many turnovers, too inefficient. They're not doing enough to keep their job, really. Corey Durden kicked 1 goal, didn't he, or something? I don't know.
No, I think he kicked 1.
Behind.
I'm actually doing it right now. It's really tricky.
So really, again, it's just a lack of an all-round team performance.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. So, as usual, I think I better get into the overall team stats compared to each other. Lost disposal account overall. Inside 50 is relatively equal. And our efficiency going inside 50 was 10% lower than theirs, 40.7, which is below the 2025 average. Theirs was 50.9%. I've seen it worse, to be honest. We've seen it worse. But good teams maximize their opportunities. Completely dominated in the rock. Pitto, he didn't really hold up the fort. Gave away too many free kicks as well.
Yep.
52 hitouts to 20 out of 28. That's not a good sign. Clearances, that's where our strength is. 45, lost it 45 to 36. Our average is 40.6. Only forward clearances can make a bit of a difference, I guess. Contested possessions, contest and pressure, all what we're about. Also, I'll get into tackles as well. 158 to their contested possessions to our 147. Marks, we actually did well in, surprisingly. Marks by 50, we actually did well in, so I'll give us that. Defense, we actually did well with 71 tackles to their 67 and 9 tackles to their free inside 50s. But what the most concerning thing is, what I mean by tackles is that you had 1, 2, 3, 4 of our players get 6 or more tackles, max 7. Then there was a huge drop off. Jesse Motlop only with 4. That was probably the only good thing he did, actually, with the tackles there. But Francis Evans only 3. And if you dig deeper into their pressure acts there, that was not enough.
Not at all.
I think that's all they'll do me for analysing that.
Really not looking good, is it, Louis? I mean, even if we can't, keep our own strengths, it's starting to get pretty embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah.
And as I've said, one week we'll have really, really good moments, and the next we'll have absolute horror moments where we just. It's the turnovers as well. They're starting to become really, really friggin' costly.
Yeah, I can show you the turnover stats.
Oh yeah, show us that, because that'll be terrible. You can already tell.
Oh, actually, relatively equal, 75 to 73. But that doesn't tell the story, because we know that we did most of our turnovers in the second half. That's why they equaled out. I wish it would delve a bit deeper into that. It's much higher than our 2025 average. So I guess that's concerned that way. It's average of 63, 2025 average. And then another key thing, fact, we led for 80 minutes compared to their 52 minutes.
Fucking hell.
Our biggest lead was 13 points in quarter 1. So it was always close, but yeah.
Yeah. Far out. Oh man. Even I know not many people know about this, but even Cripps, with his injury that he sustained, apparently did not have a very good late kind of run through. Was struggling a fair bit. For him to put on 28 disposals and 2 goals and nearly carry his side to a victory again, so pathetic.
26.
26, there you go. Still so pathetic, though, that no one else is actually showing some effort. He's put his body on the line for as long as How long has he been playing on? Oh, no. Probably hasn't been playing 15 years in the comp.
No, 2013, didn't he? 2014, actually.
So I'd say a good 9 years he's been carrying his team on his back.
Yeah.
And it really showed, unfortunately, which is a pain. You never really want to see that happen, but shit does happen.
One guy that was good again, Nick Haynes, 18 disposals, 94% disposal efficiency, 6 marks, 10 intercepts, 7 rebound 50s, 8 1%ers, and 7 spoils. So good job on him. Wheat is a wall as usual. Ollie Hollins was quite good, I thought, as well. And obviously our round 10 rising star, Cooper Lord, Scoops. 90 disposals, 4 marks, 4 score involvements, 400 metres gained, and 5 inside 50s. So it's good to see a bit of a young depth come through and get some recognition.
Very good to say. Really, really good to say from Cooper. He's put in the work, gets his reward for his effort. Another fella, this man's in the VFL though, Mr. Harry Lemmy, kicking 7
little
goals.
H.
Little H.
But it's not that little.
Do we say Big H and Little H? Let's we won't say that right now, but we'll save that for the team predictions. So
okay.
Righto, we're on to GWS this week at Marvel. Oh, I don't want to say if we win we're back because we're obviously not. We haven't been back this whole year. I reckon if we beat Adelaide and we started being a bit more consistent, then we would have been back. But we're obviously not. We're obviously in, I don't know what we are. If we're in a slump, it's hard to tell. I want a bit more of a clear review, because I want to see a 2023 Carlton. But I haven't been able to see that at all. This is so tough to talk about because I'm generally starting to get really pissed off in the way that there was a big expectation coming into this year. We just have not capitalised. Richmond winning makes me feel a little bit better, but yeah, I'm getting a bit sidetracked now. It's a bit rough. It's a bit of a rough kind of path we're on. But yeah, things will get better. As Cripps said at the start of the year, we'll lose a few, we'll then win a few. That's not consistency. That's pretty poor, but at least we know that we've got the mindset and we've got the talent that we can, prevail into getting. So that's exactly what we kind of are hoping for the next half of the year. Next week will be a mid-season review with, key players that have been looking really good. What's been going well? I reckon, Louis, you'll be all over the stats. What's doing good? What's doing bad? What can we improve on? What's being consistent? What's not being consistent? 5 times I've said consistent. Make that 6. Let's get into a bit of a team predictions, and then we'll get into a game predictions. Unfortunately, we got no fan questions because I didn't actually put it out there. So I'm very sorry to everyone who's out there. Sorry. I don't know. I might think of a question to ask Louis, and Louis, you can think of a question to ask me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll kick us off with the team predictions. This is really interesting. So I've got TK, Williams, Akers, and Harry Lemmy. I don't think you can. Personally, I think if you kick 7 goals and you don't get your AFL debut, it's pretty rough. Don't get me wrong. He does need to be consistent, but if you do kick 7 and you kind of have to have your debut, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't know. Might need to see a bit more from him, I guess, because there's been the earlier weeks where he hasn't quite shown much. You got any more changes? There's obviously forced changes.
Yeah, there's some forced changes.
We'll lose Savani and Boyd. Savani to groin soreness or whatever. We'll find out tomorrow the extent of these injuries. Hopefully not too long. I don't think that will be too long.
Apparently, if it's just he'll play, but if it's a strain, then it'll be 2 to 4 weeks on the sidelines. So, praying for the best. Even if it is just soreness and we want to take it easy with him, we'll probably give him a week on the sidelines again, which he won't want, but for the best. He copped a couple brutal knocks, I have to admit. I think every marking contest he nearly got absolutely knocked out in midair, so that wasn't very fun. But Forced changes, yeah, obviously Boyd. That's where I had Williams come in because he played as that forward on the weekend. Pitto, obviously you go out because TDK's you're not getting paid 1.7 million a year. Evans, you were shit house. You can get out. Nothing really I have to say about you. Silvani, I'm not sure about, and my stiff option was Bittens. Unfortunately, I think he'll be the one that misses out, or he might be the sub. That's my predictions for that. Over to you, Louis.
So you have those two force changes. I reckon in will be TDK Akers. Come back from injury. Akers. Fogarty should come back from injury, maybe. Williams should also come back from injury, and so should Doherty. Not Doherty, but Doherty will. He's been pretty strong the last few VFL weeks. And hopefully give him that half-back role so he can actually flourish in a role that he's actually good at. That's the key for him. And then out, that means Pitto's out. As you said, he probably didn't quite do enough doing two-ruck system anymore, really, unless it's for some strategic reason. Silvani, unfortunately, out and Boyd also out due to concussion protocols. Popular decisions, these two, Motlop and Evans out.
There we go.
Because once we finally get the cattle back in, the old frail cattle can go out.
Yeah. Jeez, that's a real new one from you, Louis. That's really. All right, let's get into our game predictions where we share off our delusion again, and then I'll give you a question. I might give you a contract extension. I don't know what I'm talking about, to be honest. All right, Carlton by 10, Curnow 4 goals, Mackay 3 goals, Hewitt 34. Yeah, there you go, Louis. I'm trying to think of something to say. You know how Dan does the thing where he goes something, and then Blues by 34 or whatever.
What? The Dan does footy?
Yeah.
Oh, Dan Grange. Yeah. I'm not doing anything like.
I'm Dan Butler.
I'm not doing anything like, I have to sit outside Optus Stadium for a whole night if we lose.
That's gold. What a dickhead. Oh, that's great. That's so good. That is so good.
I'm gonna make sure I go and get him. He's gonna not get a good night from me. Me and my gang will go and get him.
Oh, Lord have mercy on me. You did not just say that. Oh, no. You're in trouble now, mate. Hopefully you actually have a shave. Sorry, we're rage baiting, Cardi. All right, Louis, get into your match predictions.
Yep. So, as of course, King of Delusion over here. Flaggers 2025 is still on. We're going to win by 18 points. Nice 3 goals. And Charlie, because last time he was pretty good against the Giants over in Marvel with 4 goals. And Ches to continue on his form with another 30-odd. He hasn't kicked many goals, so let's give him a goal or 2.
Yeah. Ches kicks a goal.
Yeah. And really, what I don't want like a clear standout player. I want an all-round standout team that we can say he did this well. He did this well. They all did this well. We need more than 8 odd players to do well. We need to double that at least to even be able to win a game. And I'd love to see 18 players do well.
Consistent is all we want.
This is the thing I'd like to say about our team. keep this in mind. The best way to describe Carlton at the moment is that we're being consistently inconsistent.
Oh. Yeah, I rate that. Consistently inconsistent. That's actually really, really true. Nailed it on the coffin. Yeah, they
Never
can't
heard
be.
that saying before, but
No, well, now they can't be buried alive because they'd lose suffocation. That would not be ideal.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up episode 30.
Questions.
Oh, questions. Righto. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Got my mind on a few things.
Yeah.
All right. My question to you, Louis. Do you accept a one-year contract extension on Baggers Podcast 25 as the co-host?
Yes, of course.
Bang! There we go. We've got Louis for another year. All right. Here we are. That'll get us to at least.
Fine.
That'll get us to 100 episodes. That's what we want.
Yep.
How good's that? I'll take that in.
Yeah, but no, there might be a more common person we could get on one day. Who knows? As well.
Yeah.
So we're not just our two voices.
Yeah.
Maybe someone that can add something else.
Yep.
I'm obviously pretty good with the statistics and all. We need someone who can, I don't know.
Lighten up the mood.
I reckon we need a bit of controversy in this. We need someone who's a bit.
We need
out
Baggers.
there,
We need Ben. We need Ben in the Carlton, the other Carlton group. We need a bit of controversy going. We need Charlize. We need Giselle. We need them all. Bring them in. Generally, bring them in.
We could do a fan cams.
We could. We actually could. We relatively could do a fan. Yeah, I should not. I'll think about starting one of them.
Fan, maybe. Just don't really want face-to-face action.
Yeah, no, that won't be happening.
Nah, just the reason why we don't do so you see our faces is because with the AI going on around now, they can make you into images, explicit and whatnot. So we'd prefer not to do that. And well, we're only young, so we'd prefer not to be out there and subject to, or sometimes there's online abusers, I guess.
Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal. What's your question for me, Louis? I'd actually love to answer.
If we do not make finals, would you consider this season to be a failure?
Yep, easily. By a mile, too. Without a doubt.
I mean, there will be some aspects to come out of it, that were an improvement from the year before, obviously. Like, probably our defense is going pretty well at the moment.
Yep.
But we'll see. I guess we'll see at the end. I'm not going to give up hope yet. Flaggers 2025 name change will not occur until we're mathematically eliminated.
Yep.
It's probably about 10 weeks left.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening to episode 30. Go Blues. And,
see you later.
let's get... So...